Okay. This video is sponsored by this video is sponsored by Publix. I'm trying to get myself in a frame. I'm using OBS. It's like weird. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Where am I at? This video is sponsored by Publix apple juice. I didn't like it at first because I used to. Alright, so I love apple juice, right? There was a certain brand of apple juice. It was the Harris Teeter brand apple juice that I loved. It was perfect. It was the best tasting apple juice that I ever tasted. But I think they discontinued it, and I actually went there one time and spoke to the manager. I was like, "What the heck, bro? Where's the apple juice?" They're like, "Oh, they're rebranding the package." Probably some BS, but I don't know. Maybe they're telling the truth. But ever since then, I haven't seen that brand of apple juice on the shelf. And that really made me sad, because that was literally my favorite brand of apple juice. It was this Harris Teeter apple juice brand, not Mott's or all these other brands. It's basically just water and sugar. It was perfect. But they discontinued it, I believe. That's the belief that I have. So I was on a mission to find a better brand of apple juice. And I tried many different brands, and most of them were kind of sourish. But I went to Publix one day, and I actually I live near Publix. Publix is closer to where I live now that I moved than Harris Teeter, so I go to Publix more. And I was like, I really want some apple juice, and I was still ruminating over the one from Harris Teeter. So I was like, let me try Publix. And when I first started drinking this apple juice, it had a tart taste to it. But after a couple of times of drinking it, it actually started to taste pretty good. I always put ice in my apple juice. That's like the golden rule. Add some ice to it. It's perfect. But that's a tangent. That's not what I came on here to talk about today. I came on here to talk about today to basically remind you, post your content, post your art, post your video. If you're a YouTuber or a TikToker or Instagrammer or whatever terminology, if you're one of those people, right, and you're creating art, you're creating content, and you don't have a reason to not post. There's some people who make pieces of art that they can't post right away, or photographers that they finish the background work of editing the photos, but they can't post it right away because of maybe the client is doing something, or they made an agreement. If you're not doing that, if you're not someone there you have to post at a specific time for you're marketing something, or musicians, when they finish an album, they'll be like, yeah, album dropping soon, but they're not gonna give you the date and all that until all the analytics and the financial stuff and all that is done, everything's complete, and then they announce, right? If you're not doing that and you're just making a video, my greatest advice, and I'm taking this advice for myself now, as soon as you finish your video, if you have the capacity to, post it immediately. So I know you have to wait for it to render and stuff, but as soon as that's done, post the video, upload it to your channel, and make it public. I think that unless again it's scheduled, and the reason why I say that is because I remember several years ago there was because the algorithm has changed so much, but several years ago, if you post at certain times, you would get more optimization of people watching your content and whatnot. And yeah, you could argue that from the standpoint of let's say that you live in the US and most of the people that follow you from your analytics also live in the US, and they're on the East Coast and you live on the East Coast, and yeah, posting at certain times. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because the algorithm is so unpredictable nowadays that your content can blow up at any particular time just based off of your thumbnail and the way you worded the title of the video. You could have something from 3 years ago that had 1,000 views blow up and get 100K. and you're no longer even on that timeline anymore in your life. You know what I'm saying? So my advice to you is, as soon as you finish your content, as soon as you finish your video, post it immediately. And I think that this is good because it gets you in the frame of not like holding on to the again, not just the perfectionism element, but like when you wait to put out the art piece or put out the content, if you wait and so long, you're still taking a lot of that brain power and that energy, and you're still attaching it to whatever body of art that you're doing. And like I had mentioned in the previous video, the more you are quick on your ideas and you put them out there, the more ideas and the more your imagination stretches even more, because you're basically being rewarded for being a good steward with those ideas and getting on them right away. And so if you know that, you need to just post your content, because as soon as you post it, or even before, you're going to get another idea that you can capitalize on. And it's just like, I also believe, and I told one of my friends this, I was like, I believe that everyone should, in their own way, use their voice to spread a message of light and like healing and bringing people out of darkness, because especially if you are if you're an artist or you're a writer or a poet or something like that, because you just never know when that one video that you might have not thought was a great video or whatever, that one video, that one message, that one writing, that one art piece, that one photo, that one just piece of art, you never know like when that becomes the catalyst that helps someone else rise in whatever they're going through. Because we're all just adding to the story of this entire existence, right? No one knows the ending of anything. And since we're all intertwined, when you put out something, someone out there that you may know or that you do not know is literally benefiting from just the simple things that you say. And they might need that immediately. So the longer you linger and you hold on to stuff, and I know I'm basically speaking to myself when I say this, because I'm someone that does that. I'll hold on to content. I have a lot of stuff that I just haven't put out. I hold on to stuff or archive stuff quickly. Like, I gotta be better at just posting it as soon as I'm done and making it public once it like renders and stuff, so that I can take my brain off of that and then move on to the next thing, because there's so much coming at me. But I'm doing it in a way, obviously, that's not like making me burnt out, if that makes any sense. And I'm gonna use this platform any chance I get to shout out all my friends, all the people that I know that I love their content, love their art. Even though I don't have many subscribers now, it doesn't matter. Everyone that follows me now, you get introduced to a new world, someone else, based off of what they do. So there's a photographer that I really admire. There's like, all right, so I'm a photographer, but there are very few photographers who I admire, like truly, because I have a specific way in which I like to take photos. And I can appreciate someone else's way of taking photos, but I may not dig it like that. And I will respect it. You know, it's a good, you're doing your thing, but I don't admire it. I think there's like a difference in that, right? Like, you can respect someone for what they do, but not really dig or admire what they do. Not because you think it's immoral, it's just like it's just not your style. But this is one photographer in particular that I know personally. Her name is Lisa, but her photography name is Photograph Lee. I can put the link in the description. Her photography is freaking amazing. And it's I told her multiple times, I was like, yo, like, I ain't even gonna lie, a lot of stuff that you're posting is a lot better than what I've been posting. And I haven't been on my photography game in a minute because I've been focused more on the art. But the way in which she creates and the way her eye sees the light and how she captures it and the angles and the storyline, all that intertwined. And then she snaps the photo, like so many synapses or whatever, parts of your brain and light fixture, whatever it is, like so many things happen within your brain as a photographer, especially if you're a street photographer, right before you click the shutter button to capture the story, to capture the still of the moving life. You know what I'm saying? And admire her photography so much. I tell her this all the time. But the reason why I mention her, obviously to shout her out, because you gotta check out her photography, is so dope. But I remember one time I was noticing that she was gaining a lot of followers, like, quickly. Like, she started her page after I've been had mine. And I still haven't amassed that much, but she was getting followers quickly. And I was seeing how, like, she was posting like 2-3 times a day. And like, obviously, like, not obvious, I'm not saying that it's easier or harder, but you know, posting a photo after you edit it may sometimes take less time than recording and editing a video, right? But it wasn't even about that. It was just the fact that, like, she was posting often. And so I asked her one day, I was like, how are you able to just, like, post so many times a day? Like, sometimes you'll post like 6 things in one day. Sometimes she'll post like once a day. Sometimes she won't post, but like, she was just posting a lot. Like, I just noticed how she jumped from like 20 posts to like 200 very quickly. And every single post is just top notch, like, it's golden. And so I asked her one day, I was like, yo, like, what's your method? What's your schedule? Like, what are you doing to get in this flow state of posting so often? And she was like, I literally just post. I don't overthink it. Once I'm finished editing my photo, I post it. And it's an easy thing to think about, like, yeah, like, once you're done, you post it. But like, I guess for me, like, I've always been someone that was like thinking about, okay, maybe I should post at this time because I know that people might be sleeping at this time. Blah, blah, blah. But that over time, I realized that, like, a lot of people that follow me don't even live in this country. So if I'm posting at like 12 a.m., there are people who that follow me that live in Europe, that live in England, and it's like 6 a.m. Or people that live in Africa, or I know someone that lives in Australia where, like, it might be like 10 p.m. my time, and it's already like it's like midday of the next day. It's like, if it's 10 p.m. Wednesday my time, for them it's literally like 4:00 p.m. Thursday. So it doesn't even matter, especially if you know that there are people all over the world that can see your content. And when she told me that, it really made me think. I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Just post it. It doesn't matter. The algorithm is going to pick up what it needs to pick up, the data or whatever, and push it out to whoever it needs to be pushed to. So optimization in certain times of the day, that doesn't really matter anymore. That's like meaningless at this point. But just her telling me that, I'd be like, yeah, I don't even have a set schedule. I literally just finish my editing of my photos. Once I finish, I post it. And like, if I finish at 2 a.m. and I'm done, then I'll post at 2 a.m. If I finished at 12 p.m., then I'll post at 12 p.m. And like, even now, like, I'll post something, especially on Instagram, I'll post something at like, let's say I finish at like 1 p.m. and I'll post it. In my mind, I'm thinking like, I don't know, maybe I should post it at like 6 p.m. because I know people are getting off work. I can't be like that no more. And you shouldn't be like that either. So again, I'm encouraging you, when you finish your video, you finish your photo, you finish your art piece, if you're not someone who, again, has like, you have to post at a certain time for like promo or whatever the case may be, literally just post it so that you can be done with that and then move on to the next thing. And it's not like you're just throwing things into the algorithm, you're throwing things online like they're meaningless. Like, obviously, I would suspect that anyone that's following my channel, you care about producing things that have meaning to them, but it's helping you rewire your brain and not be in such a state of perfectionism. Like, it really does not matter what time of day you post. All that matters is that you post, literally, and make the most of each day. So post. Alright. I really slurped that. That was crazy. Pause. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.